But now, enough of that, we're jumping into the next set.
Looks like we got Jband and Xzax against the return of Atomsk and Mr. R to the stream.
Alright, so these competitors all are a little bit, I'll say, old school. They have a lot of tournament history under their belt.
These are all names that, being from the tri-state, that New York, New Jersey, we are all very well aware of their names. So
now, not so much recently, I'll say, but I'll say historically, Atomsk has had a slight history of either underestimating Jband or dropping a couple of tournament sets to Jband. So we'll see how things fold out here. One might even say that the two are old school rivals.
So it sounds like we got a lot to see as far as it evolves in this matchup.
You know, I was very impressed by Xzax's Falco. A lot of people say, oh, Falco's garbage and doubles. But I was very impressed by his performance at Rescue 3 last weekend. So let's see if he's able to bring it back. He teamed with Salem that weekend, and now he's teaming with Jband.
And I think notoriously, Xzax has always been a bit of an underrated player. You know, he went over at the Big Hit, and I believe he plays very well in California. I mean, he's a player who's consistently done well in the tri-state and even over when he moves around. So
yeah, he practices the game a lot, he studies a lot, and right now, we've got Atomsk's Meta Knight having dropped the first stock already, while Jband is at only 20%. So we can definitely see one Meta Knight has a solid advantage over the other one here.
And talking about old school rivalries, it looks like it's opened up pretty well right now.
The set between Xzax and Mr. R last week was also incredibly close. As you can see, their percents right now and their performances in this particular game are also looking very close.
And Xzax has been one to openly state when his matches are very close. He's known for very close matches, so that's why I never count the man out. And Jband just putting in such a great amount of work right now as he's just holding out on everyone.
Now that was really impressive because Atomsk connected that fully charged S-Mass onto Jband, but Xzax just footstooled him, canceled it completely out. He's not going to be able to save him from Mr. R's tip or forward smash.
No, that spacing from Mr. R is always so precise and something that he will get surgical with, so.
Ramen playing very respectful right now.
Yes, that's exactly what I was just going to say, as we've seen a little bit slowed down movement and a bit more methodical nature to him.
He wanted to find that kill, but he didn't want to give up his own stock as a price for it, and he was able to do just that. But of course, Atomsk really has to, you know, reanalyze how he's approaching this match because he's very close to dead right now. And that's his second stock he's on. Uh-oh.
Oh, and that's going to be a rough scenario for Xzax.
Of course, that is the problem with Falco. He is easily dipped, and despite being at a very low percent, he drops the stock and matches Atomsk at one stock remaining.
Now, the unsung hero here definitely has to go to Mr. R, as he is still fresh with 3 stocks at 164%. He is doing everything he can to keep Green Team keeping pace with Blue Team right now.
Yeah. With Mr. R having not dropped that first stock yet, it really emphasizes just how important it was for Green Team that Xzax did have that SD right there, because now it means both of those players were struggling to drop that first stock. Now, Mr. R still has his, and Xzax has dropped 2. Green Team is definitely looking great right now.
Oh, and a very low hitbox on Shuttle Loop there ends up taking out Mr. R's first stock. And Jband looks to even things up a little bit. But
very, very flexible down smash right there. Knocking him off the stage with the first end, and then hippering him with the second end, removing the stock from his opponent.
And as I said before, Mr. R getting surgical and nailing all those important hitboxes to keep this match in Green Team's favor right now.
And you can see Xzax is really missing that stock right now, because he's at high percent, and everybody is on their final stock at this point.
Oh,
but Xzax gets taken out. Had he another stock right here, this could be a completely different game in Blue Team's favor. Right now, it's up to Jband to carry out this 2v1.
Now Jband, remember a leap of faith. Those guys got a lot of confidence and a lot of courage consistently.
And a lot of heart.
Yeah, so I really would not count him out yet. They are guys that are known for making comebacks and doing crazy things, so I'd love to see what Jband can bring right now as he's showing no fear. But, oh, almost cost him.
Looking for a recovery here. He's out of jumps. And I'm really surprised. I thought Ramen just blocked down smash. You know, 127 will, the down smash will kill, even on Timber.
And I can't say that Jband, he's not looking uncomfortable right now though. He's looking like he's hanging out and playing things right. So he spent a lot of time in this 2v1. It has not been a dominant performance yet by Mr. R or Atomsk, but they're doing the right thing. Holding stage control and waiting for that mistake.
That's a little bit stale. It won't kill at this point. But basically, Atomsk wants to force the air dodge there and let Mr. R get the juggle, the reset, or the kill. And just with like that, he lets another tipper forward smash.
Yeah, precision.
Game 1.
Precision from Mr. R today as he managed to get, I believe, 3 solid tippers throughout that match to secure the lead there and the win for Green Team.
So now Atomsk and Mr. R have to reanalyze the set because they're going to realize that one of the things that put that into their advantage so solidly was Xzax's big mistake. He did get gimped, but he put himself in a bad position accidentally. Yes. So we'll credit it slightly as an SD. If Xzax manages to hold on to his stocks this time, and he was definitely, a tank master in the last game, we can definitely see it flowing a little bit differently in Game 2. And we can see Jband and Xzax are deliberating heavily over their counter picks.
And this is good. I like to see that. That shows a lot about a team. They're really digging into it. They've done homework. As we said, these are 2 older school players who know what they're looking into. So I'd love to see what their game plan is coming into Game 2.
All right. I think it's really hard to say because Atomsk has, a very diverse character pool.
Yes.
So they will be able to adapt to a counterpick stage fairly easily. With the stage that we have here at SKTAR, Mark feels overall confident, as long as I would assume they're going to ban maybe Frigate or Beyond.
And like you said, is
Frigate on today?
That's a good question. Shibo, do we know if Frigate is on today?
No, Frigate's not even on. So, I definitely think to worry. Yeah, I think Mr. R is going to be pretty comfortable. I'm going to take it back to a neutral.
But as you said, it was that one SD that really set Blue Team back there. So let's see if Xzax can clean up that precision and really make sure that there's no silly moves that end up costing them the game again.
Valko's going to feel right at home here on Final Destination. Match starts out, a lot of high action energy going on. Nothing too extravagant. Players just winning out in different situations in their neutral games. Green Team currently with the lead, taking stage control. Atomsk needs to hold on to the center of the stage. Ramen outplaying Jband a little bit.
I was going to say, the footsies seemed to end on Ramen and Jband's side just a second ago as that up smash really solidified. Jband being over 100%, Green Team already getting some favor here.
Ramen's getting juggled around a little bit. He was actually safe when he got beat, but he felt a lot of pressure. However, a very fortunate down smash by Atomsk. Takes control of the stage yet again.
Yeah, and as we said, here we go. Another match that's coming down right off the bat, very even, but Jband opening up and taking Atomsk's first stock, so it's looking good for Blue Team.
Oh my god. It was looking pretty good for Blue Team until that unfortunate air dodge right into the fully charged S-Fest. Jband said, I can do it too. Takes out Ramen.
And right now, Xzax back into the position he was in before, holding on to the stock for his team right now. Getting a second chance to clean up the mistakes he made in Game 1.
Atomsk is doing good zoning, but poor approaching. He's trying a little bit too hard to get in. All his zoning options are working. He's not letting enemy into his territory safely. But whenever he tries to go in, he's not picking the right options that stop him from getting repelled back out. So I think he'd be better off in protecting. Ramen's approach game, on the other hand, is really solid so far this set. So I think he'd be better off just zoning and then letting Ramen play point if they want to make any aggressive maneuvers.
Yes, and I saw that a lot during Game 1. Ramen was teetering a little bit, trying to figure out if Atomsk was going to be the aggressor, if he was going to be the aggressor. And as we said, when you see Ramen bottled up like that, it's not usual with him. So it does look like there is a little bit of a discrepancy on the Green Team as to who's taking what role.
Now, one thing it's really important to pay attention to is that Atomsk is about to die. Meanwhile, Xzax still on that first stock. So this is the situation we saw Ramen in last game. But now Xzax seems to have gotten completely confident, pulls off that second stock from Atomsk, still at 3 stocks himself, and Mr. R's health bar not looking to help him.
And as of right now, even though Jband's at high percent, he has really been doing everything he can for the team. He has been setting up Xzax consistently. He has been taking the lead role and pushing off the aggression on both Atomsk and Mr. R. As you can see from his stock count, he has been taking the pain for it, but he has been keeping his team up and giving Xzax that role that he seems comfortable in.
Atomsk taking quite a bit of damage here. Finally, Xzax drops that first stock.
Mr. R definitely raising up in percent right now, so he's going to have to be careful. As we see, Xzax coming up yet again and doing a great job of maintaining being that stockholder and that stock lead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Jband looking exceptionally healthy with this stock. That's going to cost him. Down throw to neutral air. Not exactly the combo I would have preferred. Both having the neutral air hit him away from Falco. I would have said back into Falco would have been a little bit better.
And it seemed to be a bit more of a frantic combo there.
Yeah. Atomsk absolutely wants this gank. I think maybe a down B would have been a little bit safer, not jumping off the stage with Xzax. Oh my gosh, actually manages to connect and convert that up air into a stock. That leaves just Mr. R to take out 3 stocks from the blue team remaining.
And as of right now, the teamwork between Xzax and Jband when the SD did not occur has been outstanding as we see some great coverage, and both these guys really just absolutely nailing their follow-ups.
Great DI by Mr. R, just knowing down was the way to go to minimize follow-ups there.
And having the pleasure of seeing Mr. R play for quite a few days before SKTAR, I have to say, his reaction time in response to getting hit by almost anything is very, very impressive. He always knows which way he's going to get out of things and which way he should be looking to stay, so.
Wow, very nice. I was just expecting Mach Tornado to be honest, but that would have actually still lost to up B. Well, mind games here from Jband. I don't know why they don't just camp around him with lasers though. It just seems way safer. He's clearly still comfortable in this situation. Because Jband doesn't want to die, so he's not going to do anything overtly pressure. So there goes one stock. That was really nice punish, just up tilt out of shield drop.
And the big thing that I see Mr. R doing right now is he's not, as always, allowing the 2v1 to corral him. He's always keeping it a 1v1. He's never getting stuck in the middle, and it's really important to keeping the pace because the second they get that grab, the second they set up that team option, it's going to be the end for Mr. R, and he's not giving them that opportunity.
I don't really approve of that double jump option. It left him with very few options for the follow-up. I mean, once you strand yourself in the air with no jump, Falco's going to have his way with you, and that will close out Game 2. So this is our first Game 3. This is our
first Game 3. Wow, okay. And not a surprising team to take into Game 3, as we've seen. Definitely a team that's taking advantage and correcting their mistakes. Made a great choice on stage. They took full advantage of it, and we had no SD from Xzax. So that, as you said in Game 1, you take that away, they win Game 2.
And as you can see, as was demonstrated in previous sets, that counter pick can really pay off. That final destination just put Xzax in complete comfort and control. And using that, you know, with these teams being a little bit closer skill than what we had before, just being a little bit deeper into the bracket, those counter picks can really turn things around for you. So let's see if now Atomsk and Mr. R are able to counter pick successfully and turn it back around to take it out. Or if they will be overcome yet again by Xzax's very dominant double Falco.
And I really, really will chalk that up to Jband complementing the play style so well with the aggression and the way Jband wasn't afraid to get in there. He played safe, didn't lose, you know, too many stocks, and just gave Xzax that confidence to clean up some really nice kills. I mean, he really followed up and did a good job of securing that lead consistently. So I'm very interested to see Game 3 here. I really think that we're going to see someone pull out all the stops and make sure that they continue on. And I like it. I like the way the crowd is drawing right now. I like to see the hype building. This is what really adds to events like this.
And we go to my hometown, Battlefield.
There we go.
All players should be pretty comfortable here. It's a nice solid neutral stage in which Meta Knight, Marth, and Falco perform on excellently. And Mr. R with the pressure. Right now we have 2 isolated 1v1s.
Which blue team is definitely not winning the best of those.
Yeah, not at all. So let's see what type of comeback we can see. They need to find that momentum they had last game and recover it, because right now Mr. R is really just running a train on this game. Very nice down air by Mr. R. pulling his partner out of a bad situation, and then just quickly retreating to the platform. He's really healthy right now at only 42%, and that back throw up smash putting a lot of damage.
Xzax not losing that stock, but definitely getting a little fear put in his heart.
That was very good of Jband right there, not to allow Ramen safe passage down onto the ground where he could punish Falco's edge guard. And Atomsk again drops the first stock.
And that was the way the game 2 started, so it's very odd to see here, as it looks like it might be a rough start for Green Team.
Now, one thing I find slightly interesting is that historically, Atomsk has a very aggressive playstyle. And you can see right now he's trying to play on point. Atomsk has never really played the tank, even back in the day when he was known for playing DDD and doubles, you know, teaming with Inui and then other top Meta Knights afterwards. He always had an on-point DDD as opposed to a support DDD. And he always played, you know, very aggressive. Now he's doing the same thing with Meta Knight, but he has to hold those stocks a little bit more. A nice back throw there by Xzax. Using the lasers from that back throw to stun up both opponents.
Now, it's very interesting as Jband and Mr. R were the ones holding stocks there, and Jband managing to do a good job taking Mr. R's stock, but definitely not in a great position himself as he's at 161%, so.
Xzax looking a little bit out of his comfort zone right now, trying to find his way onto the stage safely. He does manage to get a little bit of a mix-up there, hit Atomsk into the air with just a dash attack.
And it seems like Battlefield has definitely changed the pace that gave Blue Team such an advantage in Game 2. Xzax, you know, not having the ability to play back like he used to. Jband as of right now, trying to be aggro, but seeming to get shut down a little bit more, and we're not seeing that same teamwork that really netted them the win in Game 2.
And all of a sudden, stocks go flying off the board. First, a throw combo into a fabulously placed up B by the Green Team. Then a nice tipper again by Ramen, and that followed into. So there's a lot of stock dropping really fast. We have stock count tied 3-3. And really unusually from what we've seen before, we have now Jband beat the tank off Blue Team.
And Ramen holds it down for Green Team.
Uh-oh, that broken shield. That shield breaker, I can't say for sure. I don't think it was fully charged, so I think he let it go just before full charge because he knew that it would have gotten interrupted otherwise. A little surprised he didn't go for up smash for damage though.
And Xzax having a real hard time finding his footing. Great teamwork there though, very impressive, even if it was simple. You know, Jband and Xzax constantly making sure that their team can stay on stage. But oh, a critical team error there. There's a nair from Jband, seeming to have taken down Xzax.
I like that. That's great team confidence right there. Jband tells him, take the stock. He knows, all right, it is true, I'm Meta Knight. If you get gimped, it's over. And if I die, it's probably over because Falco's 2v1 game isn't the best. But he's confident. He says, we'll work together and we'll bring this back. And there it goes with some team synergy. They managed to send Green Team off the stage. They're controlling the stage now. They have the lasers. Nice up smash to hit him out of that tornado.
Oh, all right.
Atomsk drops his stock.
All right, so now this is where things get really interesting because the share stock now is going to leave Ramen very susceptible to getting taken care of.
Good DI there by Jband.
Oh, good job tacking on damage there by Xzax too, making sure that Atomsk's next stock isn't looking too fresh.
I think that was a little cute what happened there. Xzax rolls back, trying to get him behind his Meta Knight. And Jband's like, no, you have to play point now. I'm at 148. Xzax looking a little bit hard for that kill. He wants to take Ramen out. They want to isolate Atomsk and get this 2v1. And right now, everyone is holding their breath.
As Xzax has definitely gotten quite a bit of percent tacked onto him. Oh, and Ramen barely by the skin of his teeth there. And you can see the rough scenario Blue Team's in right now. Xzax having a hard time playing point. Jband just trying to stick back and make sure that that move does not hit him.
Oh my gosh, he dodges the down smash, but not the up B. Coming right to follow.
Oh, this
could be bad.
Oh, smart DI there by Xzax to stick away from those team combo without a throw.
Oh, that could be it.
Yes, and
there it goes. Atomsk and Mr. R barely take it.
What a nail by
Xzax and Jband.
And wow, that set definitely took a couple different turns.
Just keep getting better and better.
Our first Game 3 coming down to the wire, guys. We're still pretty early on in brackets, so I would not be shocked to see more of these starting to come up.
Yeah, for sure.